Game 3 of the 2020 American League Division Series as the Cleveland Indians have their back against the wall. Down 2-0 in the series, they're sending out Danny Salazar onto the mound, and the Royals are sending out Jose Urena. We'll start things off top half of the first inning. Jose Ramirez at the dish. He's going to lead things off in this ball game with a double down the left field line. Bonifacio throws into the cutoff man, misses the cutoff man Lopez, and it's going to be still a double for Ramirez. Next batter up, Naquin is going to pop things up the center field. Jankowski is there for that one. Throws it into the cutoff man, but Ramirez does move up on the weak arm of Jankowski. So runner on third with one out, but then Francisco Lindor pops one up into foul territory. Hunter Dozier camps under it. He puts it away for out number 2. Brian Dozier would then hit a chopper over to shortstop. Nicky Lopez makes the play, fires over to first. It's still scoreless. Bottom half of the first, Danny Salazar on the hill. Travis Jankowski at the plate hits a ball right back up the middle for a base knock, and then he proceeds to use his speed, and he goes and swipes second base, gets himself into scoring position, but he would have scored from first nonetheless as Marcus Semien hits a ball to deep left center field, and it just keeps carrying over the fence. Couple rows deep into left center, a 2-run shot for Semien makes it a 2-0 Royals lead to kick off this game. Top half of the second now, Pedro Alvarez goes down looking on a changeup. Next batter up was Bobby Bradley. He's swinging through a slider on the inside half of the plate, and then Francisco Mejia does the same thing, but it comes down to his legs. So Urena strikes at the side in the top half of the second. Moving on to the bottom half of the second, Maybreeze Valoria. His bat comes into play. He had a fire second half of the season, and he continues to match here in the playoffs. A solo shot makes it a 3-0 Royals lead. We'll now move on to the top half of the third, where Jose Ramirez yet again is going to double. This time it's down the right field line, though, just barely lands fair. And he's going to be on second with an easy double. Next batter up is Tyler Naquin, and he's going to hit a chopper over to shortstop and beat it out for an infield single. After that, it's Francisco Lindor, but he's going to ground out to Smith, steps in the bag himself, and it's still a 3-0 game. Bottom half of the third, Jorge Soler is going to hit a single past Dozier into right center field, but Zimmer is quick enough to get to it, so it's only a single. 3-2 count to Jorge Bonifacio, hits a ball in the right field, and Jose Adolis Garcia misses the dive in right field, so Bonifacio is going to get into second, and Soler is going to score all the way from first base. It's now a 4-0 Royals lead. Next batter up is Pavin Smith. He's going to hit a ball in the left center field. That's going to get down into the gap. Bonifacio scores easily from second base. It's an RBI double for Pavin Smith. 5-0 is the lead. We'll move on to the top half of the sixth now, where Bradley Zimmer is going to hit a ball into right center field. Looks like it could go over the fence, but it dies out right in front of the track, bounces it over the wall for a ground rule double, and then Brian Dozier hits a ball over the head of Lopez, bloops in front of Bonifacio. Zimmer's going to score from second. It's an RBI single for Dozier. Indians are finally on the board, but in the top half of the eighth, Brad Brock came on. He would get Lindor to ground out for the final out of that inning, and now we move on to the top of the ninth, 5-1 lead for the Royals. Kelvin Herrera comes out of the pen, 2 down, and Bobby Bradley's going down swinging. The Kansas City Royals are on to the American League Championship Series to take on the Los Angeles Angels, not the New York Yankees. They were swept by the Angels in the ALDS, so Los Angeles Angels taking on the Kansas City Royals in the 2020 ALCS. Jose Urena got player of the game honors here in Game 3. He went 6 innings strong, only gave up 5 hits, struck out 8, and only 1 run allowed. Marcus Semien's only hit was a 2-run shot. Maybreeze Valoria went 1 for 3 with a home run. Bonifacio 1 for 4 with an RBI double, and Pavin Smith 1 for 4 with an RBI double. Urena the win, Salazar the loss, and with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Kansas City Royals Baseball. We'll see you next time for a game in the ALCS against the Halos.